The injuries observed on the child were not consistent with a fall down the stairs. Following the incident, police say the Vanderleests fled to a cabin in Florence County where they were arrested several days later. David Vanderleest has not yet been officially charged but is due in court today. James Vanderleest is being held on a $2 million cash bond. His next court appearance is August 14th. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
The Brewers head to the West Coast. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Baseball, the Brewers open up a 3-game series tomorrow night at Dodgers Stadium, but whether Sal Frelick will play remains a question mark. The right fielder and Brewers leadoff batter suffering a hamstring injury on Sunday and underwent an MRI. Doctors say Frelick suffered a minor strain but is day-to-day for now. NBA, the Bucks wrapped up their summer league schedule with a loss to the Chicago Bulls 102-96. Former Bucks center Brook Lopez, now with the Clippers, asked about his 2-year, $18 million deal with L.A. at the age of 37.
The money's nice. That's not what it's about for me. You know, I love playing. I love hooping. I've loved it since I was a little kid. I watched my older brothers play. I've just always been around it, you know, and I love winning just as much. I want to keep winning. I got a great taste for it in Milwaukee, and these guys are all about that here, and I'm all about it, so it's a perfect fit.
That's the Clippers' Brook Lopez with Sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
As Wisconsin has a fish fry on a Friday night, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. For tonight, a mostly clear sky, light winds, and morning low temperatures will fall to the lower 50s. On Friday, quite a bit of sunshine to start the day, a few more clouds though later on. High temperatures warming to the mid-70s, showers and storms Friday night, currently 71 degrees.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
The Maggie Dawn Show.
Stephanie Bloomingdale, president of the Wisconsin AFL-CIO. The Big Brutal Bill is basically an all-out assault on working Americans.
No tax on tips. It's not as good as it sounds because a lot of tipped workers are not paying that higher level of taxes in the first place.
As the wealthiest among us, dine at the feast of all feasts. Don't be fooled by the table scraps.
The award-winning Maggie Dawn Show at its new time, weekdays 4 till 6 p.m. Jane Matnair and Greg Bach.
Coming up on the show, day number 3 of our road trip in northern Wisconsin. We're broadcasting live from the lot in Hayward. We're going to be joined by Mark
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
And now a guy who doesn't believe in sex after marriage, Pete Schwaba.
That's not true. Hey, welcome to Night Light, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me. And what a great day. What a gorgeous summer day in Wisconsin. I know there's some storms throughout various parts of the state, so I don't want to speak for everybody statewide, but we have a nice night here in Green Bay. As I understand it, there might be some weather, though. Conrad Krieger is working the board tonight. Conrad, what have you heard about the weather?
I haven't heard too much. I haven't looked into it. But, I walked outside this morning and I was like, what? It's cold.
Yeah, it was kind of cold.
Yesterday it was hot in the morning until the storm came. But
right, but we need to monitor this because I was just looking at the general chat on Civic Media and it looks like there's some possible storms, possible tornadoes at various parts of the state. So we'll do what we can to keep you guys posted. I thought Conrad had the skinny on the tornadoes, but
no,
you
sorry.
call yourself a meteorologist. We have a great show tonight, folks. This is going to be a fun night here at Nightlight. It is Thursday, and that means you are going to walk away from this show, or turn your radio off at 8 o'clock or whatever with a new movie pick. We are going to give you a movie suggestion by way of our popcorn pick of the week. And here to make the popcorn pick of the week tonight at 6:35 is Paul Vandenplas, who you might be wondering is Paul Vandenplas. Conrad, tell the people who Paul Vandenplas is.
Well, if you go to Facebook or to TikTok, there's a page called Wonderfully Wisconsin, which he goes all over the state, finds some cool spots, cool food spots. I saw a video the other day of him showing a little like park with a nice waterfall.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
And yeah, so he makes some really good content.
He really does. He's and this thing, his creation, Wonderfully Wisconsin, I guess it's on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Is it on Instagram?
I don't believe it's, I think it's Facebook and TikTok.
Facebook and TikTok. So he put it up and the thing has just taken off like wildfire. So he tapped into something. He created this great thing. And I'm fascinated by people who have their finger on the pulse of what the rest of us love. And Paul has it, and he'll be here at 6:35 to make the popcorn pick of the week, talk a little bit about Wonderfully Wisconsin, and then we have one of Conrad's quizzes to give Paul a time permitting, which I think will be okay. And Paul will be here in studio. In
yes,
person.
He will.
I will be allowed to shake his hand.
And I don't know if you saw the quiz name. I thought I did a pretty good job on it.
What is with the bathroom stuff? Didn't we do something like that the other day?
It had a rhyme. I'm sorry, it had a rhyme.
Conrad's curd or turd quiz. Good God.
Curd meaning truth, turd meaning false.
Thank you for the translation.
I thought it was good.
Subtitles.
I thought it was great.
It'll do for tonight. I'm trying to go away. What were we just talking about? Bathroom habits the other day, and I didn't want to go there. But
urinal
we did.
cakes.
Well, urinal cake. Well, that was the dive bar thing, but I thought we just talked about. All right, a little bathroom humor every once in a while never hurt.
Yeah.
So curd will be true, turd will be false. Paul, if he's listening right now, is probably turning around in his car and going back home. Sorry about that, Paul. That's at 6:35. Then at 7:35 from the Thrasher Opera House in Green Lake, Wisconsin, we have their marketing director, Jason Mansmith, will be here, who I also understand is part of the Civic Media family now.
Awesome.
So we got to talk to Jason about that. That's at 7:35. Jason's been on the show before. He's a lot of fun to talk to. And they have some great shows coming up at Thrasher, so you'll want to hear about that, especially if you live in and around the area of Green Lake and the Thrasher Opera House. A charming little, I think, 200-seat opera house, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll talk about all of this stuff on tonight's episode of Night Light. So it is great that you are here, folks. Let's have some fun. We have a great question tonight, great guests. I left here last night, and I was very excited because, I commute 2 hours a day, and it's kind of wasted time in my car. I go through a dead zone where I can't really call anybody on the phone or text anybody or whatever. So the fact that last night I was able to get out of here a little early at 7:20 because we had an interview with Frank Hermans that we had recorded the day before. So I left, and by the time I got from the front door here at WGBW to next door to Rise and Grind, I looked like I had taken a shower. I walked in there, and they got two new employees, and they looked at me like, what's this guy's deal? He just took a bath in his clothes. So I did what any sane person would do. I got some gelato, and I continued the walk to my car. And I drove home soaking wet last night. But here's my dilemma. I could have stayed here and worked. I got a lot of PBS stuff due this week. I could have stayed here, or I could have planned this show from here. But I didn't know if the rain was going to... When did the rain stop here last night?
Probably around like 9:30, I feel like.
All right, so I would have...
Yeah, it was still rain. I mean, when I got out, when the show was done, I went outside, and I was like...
Still raining.
Not as hard, but like, yeah, it was... And the wind made it even worse.
The wind was the worst,
because it was just pushing it towards you.
I left. I honestly, I walked from Rise and Grind to the garage, and the wind was so bad. I'm like, is this safe? I don't... Wind typically doesn't freak me out, but it was terrible last night. So
yeah, I stepped in a huge puddle before I got in my car last night.
You pulled a Ned Ryerson,
and my foot was just soaking on the ride home.
Bang! That's horrible. But it's a 5-minute ride for you.
Yeah,
I literally drove home soaking wet last night.
I feel
and the
like
gelato helped.
No matter what time, the time doesn't matter. I feel like when you get your foot soaked and your sock is wet, that is the worst. and it feels like it's gonna stink. I don't know.
It is. It's the worst for guys who haven't done time in prison or fought in a war. Getting wet socks in a rainstorm.
You know, also getting sand on your feet when they're wet. That's another.
That's
bad
pretty
thing.
bad.
Yeah.
I think I was just gonna say. I remember like 2-a-day practices for football in high school. That was pretty brutal. But you know, you're in the comfort of your own whatever. I mean, my complaints about getting wet in a rainstorm don't really compare. Nor do Conrad's for getting a soaking wet sock. But it's discomfort. Let's leave it at that.
Yes.
So we got a text last night. I wanted to read this because Bud from Janesville sometimes texts us. We were going to have him on the show because we had something to discuss with Bud. We'll have to go over that during a break, but we kind of dropped the ball there. But Bud is a loyal listener between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. when he is out driving around in the Madison area or Janesville area. And he says, hey, Pete and Conrad, do you remember what our question was last night?
Yeah, favorite Will Ferrell movie?
Okay. We need a little context.
It was his birthday.
It was Will Ferrell's birthday, correct. So Bud says, hey, Pete and Conrad, I have had a lot of time to think while I'm driving and slinging papers. Thought of another intro. Pete, this has nothing to do with the question of the night. I'm so busy today. I'm so far behind. So this is Bud's thought while he was slinging papers. He thought of an intro for us, which I think is fantastic. He says, Pete Schwaba, a guy who tells everyone that he's a double agent. Loved your interview with Mike Schmidt. Love the show, Bud from Janesville. Bud, we love that you listen and that you're so invested. I think that's so cool. And there's a lot of Nightlight listeners that are like that. They have opinions on guests and even bumpers and stuff like that. It's so much fun.
We also had a text after the show last night for social media.
Oh, I think I saw that. Who was it?
Eric
Culbertson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's...
I did see that when I got home.
I don't know how to say his name in this. Mugado from Zoolander. I know the character. I forget his... He plays a terrible character in that.
Yeah, he's the bad guy,
worst.
Right?
The absolute worst.
But he runs models. He runs the modeling agency or something that Zoolander's a part of. That's one of those films I saw once, and there's just some films.
I watched it on a plane.
Zoolander?
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
And then I was like, actually, that was pretty funny. So I watched the second one. I'm like, all right, that one sucked.
That did not need a sequel. I think we got everything we needed to out of the original Zoolander. All right, folks. So we've achieved a couple things here. We've read Bud's text. We talked about how Conrad got a wet foot last night, and I drove home like I was in a bathtub the entire way. And now that means it's time for the Nightlight question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question.
Questions.
Oh, we teased this last night. What is your least favorite movie genre? For me, it's so simple. And I talked about this last night. I don't love rom-coms, but a good rom-com I can dig. I like action. I like comedy. I like thrillers, cop movies, whatever. What I don't like is the marriage of the action comedy. I used to like it, but I'm done with it. I don't ever need to see another action comedy. And as I mentioned last night, the action isn't great. There's really no threat. And you can kind of judge how much danger the characters are in by the comedy. If it's stupid one-liners and silly, they're not going to die. So there's really nothing thrillerish about it when it's action. And when it's comedy, it's typically lame. I don't need to see another action comedy, ever. That's my sort of hybrid genre. What about you, Con?
It always has been. It's been the same since I've been young, and that's horror movies.
Okay. I feel like we're going to get a lot of texts.
I just don't, movies. I feel like the ones I've seen were terrible plots. And then they made the scary part of it get to me like when I was younger.
Right.
So I just never liked them. And I feel like it sucks kind of because my friends will, enjoy horror movies.
Okay.
And then when I was over at my friends in Beaver Dam the other week, we were looking for a movie one night. We never agreed on one because they like horror and I don't.
Oh,
so they're
okay.
like, we should watch this one. I'm like, no, it's
next.
And then I was like, we should watch this comedy movie. They're like, well, comedy's not really the vibe right now. So we put on Tires. Shane Gillis.
Which is like kind of a sleepy comedy.
Exactly. We all fell asleep.
Or I was thinking just because it's kind of slow paced, right?
Yeah, it's just dry comedy the whole show.
I was just looking at some of these action comedies. Don't Miss with the Zohan. There's your guy, Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
The Man. I remember when this film came out, Samuel Jackson and Eugene Levy. This movie never needed to be made. The Man. But it's weird because I'm just Googling and they put up like these Home Alone 3. It's
Terrible.
not really what I'm talking
Awful.
about. I'm sure it is. Is that the one Trump's in?
No, that's 2.
Oh, he's in 2? Okay. Even Lethal Weapon, movies like that, or unless they're really good at parody, like in Tropic Thunder or something.
That's a funny movie.
Yeah, there are exceptions to this. But I just don't ever need to see, and I think what got me off on this yesterday was the John Cena Idris Elba film you were talking about. I know I'm not going to see that movie. It's a couple lame one-liners in the trailer and all this crazy action where the main guys get shot at a gazillion times at close range and never die. I don't ever need to see that. So let me know, folks, what is your movie genre you don't ever need to see again? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You could text us on the app. If you're watching on the stream, great to have you, and text us there as well. We'll read it on the radio if you're listening on Facebook or streaming us at YouTube and X. Give us a like if you so choose, or a follow, or just, look, you can send me presents.
That would be cool.
No one sends me presents at this show. I think that's kind of BS.
Actually, yeah, Bud from Janesville did.
And Craig Kennett brought salsa.
Yeah.
Right. I stand corrected. All right, let us know. What is your least favorite movie genre? We've got a lot to discuss coming up next. I'm going to tell you about Gwyneth Paltrow. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
I believe I'm falling in love. I found myself phoning her at least 10 times a day. You know, it's so unusual for me to carry on this way.
This is the talk of Green Bay, WGBW.
I know you don't want to hear it, but it's almost time to go back to school. Sorry, it's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you, brought to you by Area 509 in Appleton. And there's a school supply drive to support Outagamie County Back to School program at Funset Boulevard on Friday, July 25th, starting at 12 p.m. If you donate 5 items, you'll receive a fun card for unlimited access to the playground, laser tag, bumper cars, train, carousel, and so much more. If you want to see a full list of events, check it out by going to WGBW.FM and clicking events.
You're listening to the American Democracy Minute, keeping your government by and for the people. The Wisconsin Elections Commission issued a highly critical report of the City of Madison's former clerk after investigating how 193 mail-in ballots were left uncounted after the 2024 general election. The clerk was suspended by the city, then subsequently resigned. November 12th, a staff member alerted City Clerk Mary Beth Witzel-Bell that a sealed ballot courier bag had been found, but Witzel-Bell allegedly gave the staff no instructions to open or otherwise investigate, did not alert state or county officials, and went on vacation the next day. Just before Thanksgiving, unaware that an unopened bag had been found, an elections inspector reported a discrepancy in wards 56 and 65. December 2nd, inspectors found another unopened courier bag containing 125 uncounted ballots. The 400-page report found several leadership and procedural failures. It concluded, quote, rather than acknowledge these significant errors, the city clerk and her staff either ignored the issue or willfully refused to inform the necessary parties and seek assistance. These actions resulted in nearly 200 lawful voters' votes going uncounted, an unconscionable result, unquote. The report orders the City of Madison to complete several procedural reforms before the next statewide election in February 2026. We've linked to the full report at AmericanDemocracyMinute.org.
Mommy, how come I can't sit in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the-right-seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Connecting audience.
Welcome back. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. I am Pete Schwaba. The only light coming in right now is the sun. I feel like I'm getting a sunburn. If you're watching on the stream, you got to check this out. I look like a ghost. And
Can't even see your eyes.
I know. And I got up to shut the curtain, and these kids were out there looking in. And I felt like really rude, like I'm just pulling the curtain, like beat it, kids. But it had nothing to do with the kids. It reminded me of that great moment in The Simpsons where Grandpa Simpson's friend was at the car, and he was talking to Homer through the car window, and Homer just put the window up and didn't even look at the guy. Very rude. Coming up in just a few minutes, folks, wonderfully, Wisconsin's Paul Vandenplas will be here. He's going to make the popcorn pick of the week. That is a segment we do here every Thursday night where we give you a movie pick, and Paul is going to make the pick. It could be a movie he just saw, one from throughout the course of his life. He's going to tell us what we should see, and we will take him very seriously. Our question of the night is, what is your least favorite movie genre? I say action comedy. I have no use for action comedies. And as I think back, I don't know if I was just tolerating them when I was younger, or I laughed because I should have, but I just have no use. Conrad says horror. And again, I can like just about any film in a genre if it's done well, probably including action comedy. Like if I put Tropic Thunder in there, I think Tropic Thunder is more of a comedy, though. The action is kind of part of the comedy. But that's my take. I could never see an action comedy again, and I'd be thrilled. So let us know what you think. There is a big brouhaha happening between Madonna, or it already happened, actually. Madonna and Gwyneth Paltrow. Do you follow either one of those, Con?
I do not.
You don't follow Madonna on social media?
No.
Do you ever shop at Goop?
I did see this, though, that Madonna still takes Instagram and all that super serious.
How so? What do you mean? Like
she posts daily. And,
oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, apparently they had a falling out. They used to be very good friends. And I wasn't kidding. Gwyneth Paltrow had a company called Goop, and she put out a product that she advertised smelled like her private parts.
Yep.
So I'm not jealous. I did have a product that came out at the same time called Pete's Junk.
Well,
wasn't a bestseller. I couldn't even get my wife to buy some. But no, seriously, Gwyneth Paltrow put this out, and I've always thought she was so full of herself. She's a Nepo baby who I don't think lives in the real world. She's very full of herself. And I used to love her. She was so good in Shakespeare in Love. She won an Oscar for her performance. She's really talented. But now it's there's some actors like that Denzel Washington clip I sent you where they disappear into the character. You don't really hear a whole lot about their social lives. But then there's people like Gwyneth Paltrow or Ryan Reynolds who become bigger than the roles they play because they're a brand and they sell products. And it's please go away. Just make movies or TV. But she thinks so highly of her nether region. She put out this product. But where I'm going with this is she had a friendship with Madonna, apparently. And Gwyneth Paltrow has a book coming out called Gwyneth, the Biography. And I only hope the book is not as much of a snooze as the title. But she and Madonna bonded probably over the fact that they both like to sound British at times. And they had a falling out because Madonna started showing up unannounced, on Gwyneth Paltrow's vacation. Madonna thought they were such good friends she could just show up. And apparently she started yelling at her daughter Lourdes while they were all on vacation. And Chris Martin, Coldplay frontman, had had enough. He said, that's it. This friendship is toxic. And Gwynnie P, agreed. I don't know if it's as toxic as her chemically induced private part perfume. But that's news that sometimes I don't care about something so much I have to talk about it. I couldn't be less interested in either one of those people.
Yeah.
But it's to the point where my disinterest or apathy makes me mad, and I have to talk about it.
Speaking of Chris Martin, have you seen the thing with the CEO, Andy Byron?
No.
I didn't know who he was before yesterday. But so Chris Martin was doing a show, and he like called out this couple that was out there for a kiss cam.
Okay. Oh, I think I did hear.
And it was a CEO having an alleged affair. And he sees himself on on the monitor.
Right.
He quickly ducks. Goes under the camera.
Oh, if you didn't think he was guilty before, that is hilarious. Oh, that's funny. So our question of the night. We got to get to these texts.
Yes.
We got Paul Vandenplas coming up soon, and we've got a lot to do with Paul. We got a lot to cover. Folks, if you don't follow Paul, you got to follow him. You're going to get to know him here in just a few minutes. He's a great follow and a great guy. He'll be here in the studio. But right now we're going to read some texts from our question of the night, which is, what is your least favorite movie genre? You've been very good about putting your social media responses up. I have not.
Yeah.
That's good. Conrad says horror. And my pal Vince Moranto, who's been on the show, very funny comedian from Chicago, says Conrad Krieger. How did I fall for that?
Okay.
Conrad Krieger. 100% agree, Freddie. Was he trying to get in your head?
Freddy Krueger?
Probably. Well, yeah, I assume it's Freddy Krueger. But I don't know. Like the fact that Vince was responding to you makes me think he was trying to get inside your head.
Yeah.
And our pal Rich Talarico says fantasy. Yeah, fantasy's another one I just don't need to see.
I can enjoy a fantasy film, but they're not all goods. You know, I mean, would you say Wicked is fantasy?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I did not enjoy that movie.
You could say, I mean, if you're going to say Wicked is, you kind of have to say Wizard of Oz is. And I look at Wizard of Oz more of kind of like a horror film or a thriller. I don't know. That's a tough one.
It is kind of creepy.
Harry Potter's fantasy, all of those.
Well, Star Wars is fantasy, and that's my favorite. So
I could go back at you for Star Wars, though. We'll get into this. All right, we'll read more of your text, too. That's all after the news. Paul Vandenplas will be here, folks. Meet this guy, Wonderfully Wisconsin, and he's a wonderful guy, and he's here. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network. You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for Nightlight with Pete Schwaba.
As Wisconsin as a game of cribbage with good friends. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Failure to fund a veteran housing program in the state budget has led 3 Northeast Wisconsin lawmakers to action. The legislators introduced a bill to restore $1.9 million to the Veteran Housing and Recovery Program. The VHRP operates 3 short-term housing facilities across the state in Chippewa Falls, Green Bay, and Union Grove. They provide temporary housing, job training, and resources to veterans facing homelessness. While Governor Tony Evers did add almost $2 million to his biennial budget proposal to keep funding all 3 sites, the Republicans in the Joint Finance Committee removed it. The JFC's failure to fund the VHRP will force the centers in Chippewa Falls and the greater Green Bay area to close. A bill introduced by Senator Jamie Wall of Green Bay, Representative Ryan Spouty of Ashwaubenon, and Representative Ahmad Rivera Wagner of Green Bay would restore that funding to the budget and save the locations in Chippewa Falls and Bellevue. Rivera Wagner said veterans deserve better. Quote, in the face of federal cuts that just passed in Congress, it's disrespectful to leave those who have served our country out in the cold at a time where they have the most need. The legislature will reconvene in session this fall. In the meantime, the Chippewa Falls and Bellevue locations of VHRP will close on September 30th. Veterans residing at those locations will be offered alternative placement options and will continue to receive assistance through supportive services. From local news to what's going on around the state, Civic Media's mission is to bring you real news and great conversation. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Yesterday in the Beats, I talked a lot about the Emmy nominations, which were announced Tuesday morning. Kathy Bates was nominated for Best Actress for her role on the Matlock reboot. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Bates is the oldest actress ever to be nominated in the category at the age of 77. Bates crushed the old record set by Angela Lansbury, who was 70 at the time when she was last nominated for an Emmy. Lansbury bumping off Bates to keep her record would have actually been a great episode of Murder, She Wrote, or Matlock. In other old folks done good news, Harrison Ford has earned his first Emmy nomination at the tender age of 83 for his role in Shrinking. Ford plays therapist Paul Rhodes, who is battling Parkinson's. It's a nice honor for Ford, although it pretty much just means he's had such a great movie career, he's never had to do TV. Ford stars opposite Jason Segel and Wendy Malick on the Apple TV show. Both seasons are available to stream, and a third season has been ordered. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
As Wisconsin is dropping a line in your favorite fishing spot, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. For tonight, a mostly clear sky, light winds, and morning low temperatures will fall to the lower 50s. On Friday, quite a bit of sunshine to start the day. A few more clouds, though, later on. High temperatures warming to the mid-70s. Showers and storms Friday night. It's 69 at our studios.
Mornings with Pat Kreitlow.
I've been trying to learn sheep's head for 40 years. My father-in-law is still a card counter, knows what everybody has. It is so easy to go, oh gosh, I still don't know who the partner is. And is that a trump card or is it not? And so I'm still asking myself all these questions while they're busy taking all of my nickels. The one thing that got me where they allow me to play is getting the app. For all the technology that's out there, that is one of the positive notes.
Mornings with Pat Kreitlow. Weekdays 6 to 9 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. The Maggie Dawn Show.
We've got Chris from Nina. What's your thought this afternoon, Chris?
Oftentimes you have only one set of viewers that will watch Fox News or watch CNN. What I really actually love and respect from all your viewers is the fact that you tend to have viewers that think on both sides of the aisle. To be open-minded, you need to be willing to listen and learn and possibly change your mind. You don't have to change your mind, but just being willing to listen.
The award-winning Maggie Dawn Show. Weekday afternoons from 4 until 6. Todd Alba.
Hey, everybody, join us next time. We'll be talking the World Olympic.
It's time for the Nightlight Popcorn Pick of the Week, where we recommend a movie that you'll either enjoy or won't. Here's your host, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you with me on this Thursday night. As I like to call it, it is the Christmas Eve of weeknights, folks. Tomorrow is Friday, and you will open up presents under a tree, I hope. We have a great show tonight. At 7:35, Jason Mansmith will be here. He is part of the Civic Media family now, and he's also the marketing director of the Thrasher Opera House in Green Lake. And they've got a lot of really cool stuff coming up. So we'll talk to Jason about all of that, including a big show tomorrow night that he says tickets are still available for. We'll find out all about that and see if you're interested at 7:35 tonight when Jason joins us. Our question of the night is, what is your least favorite movie genre? I say action comedy, totally done with it. I don't think it's ever done well. Conrad says horror. And maybe we'll ask our next guest that as well, because he is here to make a movie pick. This guy, I'm kind of in awe of this guy and anyone who can become an influencer or creates a site or a persona or an account where people just want to follow it. It's just fantastic. And he's here now. He created Wonderfully Wisconsin. He is the founder of Wonderfully Wisconsin. He's been on the show before, but tonight he's here to make the popcorn pick of the week, Mr. Paul Vandenplas. Hey, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
This is fun. Now, how far of a drive is this for you?
Oh, I live in Appleton,
Oh, you
so
do?
it's only half hour.
Fantastic. All right. So you drive all over the state anyway with what you do.
Absolutely.
And I have to say, before we start, do you have a least favorite movie genre or movies you don't like to watch at all?
How about anything with Seth Rogen in it?
Wow. A kindred spirit. Dude, you and I are totally on an island there.
Yeah.
So why don't you like Seth Rogen? And I'll tell you why I don't.
I think it's, when he first started appearing in movies, it was like, oh, it's funny. He's a funny
Right.
guy. But then it's like, okay, he hasn't progressed at all. It's just the same character and same humor. And now it's like kind of sad. Like, okay, guy.
I totally agree.
Like Will Ferrell, which you guys were discussing last night, like, oh my God, he could be in anything and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He just gets it. Seth Rogen just.
I don't know what it is. It's so unappealing to me, the way he delivers lines or presents himself on camera or the roles he takes. And my son and I go back and forth. He's a Seth Rogen fan, and I get that he's talented. It's a personal. I also don't really care for Ben Affleck in movies. I don't really, and he's a great director. I don't buy him as an actor, so I don't know what it is. It's just something. Sometimes people rub you the wrong way, and I agree with you though. Like in Knocked Up. Great campaign. He's on the poster with that goofy look. What if this guy got you pregnant? Brilliant.
Right.
But after that, I don't know, man. Yeah, he doesn't do it for me either. So,
yeah,
all right, we're brothers forever on that one. I want to commend you too on your Hokas. How do you like your Hokas?
Oh my God, I love them. Life changing.
Yeah, that was how it was for me too. I had like 3 pairs of Hokas. They're only like $4,000 a pair, and then I made the switch to Asics. And I've learned that I didn't know this because I used to just get shoes at Shopko, $40,
right?
Comfortable for like 3 days, and then you feel like you're walking on nails,
right?
But I realized, if you pay a lot more, even that same brand can be a comfortable shoe. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't either, and this was something recommended to me because I'm on my feet all day. I'm traveling, I'm hiking, I'm doing, so it's like, okay, I'll just try these, and it's the price of admission. You're like, oh boy, and then I'm like, well, I'll try them once, and I'm sold.
But they last, right? And it's like it makes walking fun.
Yeah, I mean, I wear out my shoes about 6 months.
Okay,
so it's like it's tough. I'm a big guy and I'm on my feet and walking and doing a lot of miles a day, but it's like I don't care. These things are incredible.
All right, we're going to talk all about what you do with Wonderfully Wisconsin. Such a great concept, and but let's do the popcorn pick. I'm so glad you're here to do this because I know you're a movie fan. What kind of movies do you typically watch, Paul?
Oh boy, I do a lot of documentaries.
Okay,
really big into that. I like comedy, horror. I'm not really a genre specific watcher. It's just I like anything that happens to intrigue me.
What if you find out, though? What if you're like, oh, there's a new romantic comedy? Do you get excited, or are you kind of like, oh, great, who cares?
Yeah, that maybe, that genre may be not what I would pick mostly. I'm maybe comedy.
Yeah,
Do
you like horror?
Yeah, it depends. If well done horror movies, I really enjoy.
Okay, cool. What's a good horror movie like?
I don't know, like the Ring series.
Okay,
it's like it's very different.
Yeah. What about like what's the one with that's so everyone's scared of? What Hereditary? That's supposed to be. That's one I am actually kind of too freaked out to watch.
Oh, I don't even know anything about it.
Isn't there like a beheading at the beginning or something? Like a kid gets beheaded?
Is that the one where he's like a church runner or something and he brings those 2 kids in?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking.
It's like 15 years old. It's John, I think John Cusack is in it, but it's supposed to be. A lot of people say it's like the scariest movie ever. But let's move on. All right. So, how do you typically like to watch movies, Paul? Do you go to the theater, or are you a watch at home kind of guy?
I love going to the theater. It's a whole experience.
Same. All right. So, what do you do? Like when you go to the theater, what is your snack? What do you like to get from concessions?
Well, I'm not a popcorn eater. So for a while, ever since I came out, I'm a Sour Patch Kids person.
Oh, nice.
But if we're going classic, it's Reese's Pieces.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Okay. As a nod to E.T. or just because you like...
I don't know. The only place I eat them is at the movie theater, but I love them.
Here's my issue with movie theater popcorn. I never order it. I don't desire it. But if I take a bite of it, I'm eating the whole bag.
Same.
And I don't understand what that is. Like, it's not like I ever go, I don't want a steak, but then I eat a steak and I love it. I don't ever crave it, but when I eat it, I have to have it.
Yeah.
What is the deal there?
I don't know. It's same.
Come on, you're an influencer. You can't help me out here. Why do I do?
Not a popcorn influencer.
What about at home? Do you like, and is it movie theater popcorn, or is it like, because there's some stuff that I can get in the store that's already bagged that I don't mind. Sure. I think it's just the greasiness of the popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, I like both. I'm a big fan of what Wisconsin company, Palo, I think is how you say it.
Sure.
Like a good cheddar popcorn.
Okay.
That's always a nice little snack.
Yeah, agreed. But at home, and it's not greasy. That's what I like about it, too. And I can get up and wash my hands. I don't have to leave the theater to go wash movie popcorn residue, right, off my hands.
Right.
Okay, so what about at home? What about when you watch a movie at home? What are you getting for a snack there?
I'm probably not snacking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you need the Sour Patch Kids to get you through the theater experience.
Yes.
What about a cocktail, Paul? Do you ever have a beverage when you watch movies at home?
Yeah, sometimes. A good craft beer, a local craft beer.
Okay.
If I'm having that, or an old fashioned.
No, old fashioned's great. Do you ever pair, like to me, I haven't had a drink in a couple of years. It's just an experiment. But I used to love a glass of whiskey, neat, when I'd watch like a cop movie or a cop TV show. And I typically it's because they that's what they drink. Sure. Like they're always walking in, talking to the dame or the gumshoe, and they pour and it's like makes me thirsty watching that. So I would always pour a whiskey. But do you have a drink? Do you ever match up a snack or a drink with a certain type of movie?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay.
Or maybe I do. I don't. Nothing that I can recall.
I'm throwing some real hardballs here at you. All right. So what? All right. So do you like kids movies? You got kids?
Oh yeah. I love kids movies.
What kind of kids movies? Have you seen any of the ones this summer?
Yeah, we just went and saw the live remake of Lilo and Stitch.
Oh,
really good.
I heard
it was very good. And my wife had not seen the original, so it was interesting to get her take on the live remake. And she's like, "Oh my God, this movie's fabulous!" So I'm like, "Oh well,
oh, that's fantastic."
Yeah, so they must have done a very good job.
They're like approaching like $1 billion worldwide. Like that movie has gotten great reviews and people love it.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
that's. Do you have an all-time favorite kids movie?
Oh man, like 101 Dalmatians.
Oh.
Always like, I don't know. I've always really enjoyed that one.
Awesome. All right. Have you ever snuck booze into a movie theater?
Oh my God, yeah.
Do you still do it?
No.
You're a brand now. You can't, even if you did, you couldn't admit it. Like you can't say, "Oh, that's the wonderfully Wisconsin guy. They're leading out in cuffs."
That's
right?
possible.
What did you sneak in? Like just beer?
Yeah, a lot of times beer, but now theaters, a lot of different theater chains offer beer.
Yeah.
So
that is nice. Okay, so what kind of movie? Like, have you ever cried during a movie?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Do you recall like what set you off?
No, I'm an emotional person, so it could be sad or happy.
I'm going to share something that made me not cry, but like well up, and it's the scene in The Sandlot when they're playing on the 4th of July and the fireworks go off, and that's why they play at night, because the fireworks light up the field. And Ray Charles is singing "Oh Beautiful" for space, and I literally that caught me off guard. That's when I'm at my most vulnerable, is when you're not expecting it, right?
Yeah.
We ought to cry together sometime, Paul. I think we have a great time. Okay, so all right, we talked about all right. So let's say this. Let's say, should we just get to the pick, Con?
We should do it.
I think I'm really curious because you mentioned a film earlier that I think might be your pick, but I didn't want to pry. So let's get to. One more question. Do you ever indulge your wife? Do you ever sit through a movie you absolutely don't want to watch just because you love your wife so much?
Yes.
Yeah. Do any of those movies come to mind?
Nothing I can think of. Nothing off the top of my head, but certainly.
Okay.
But she does the same for me, so.
So it's like a give and take.
That's right.
That's the thing about marriage that sucks. You have to watch movies. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's time. Paul Vandenplas is here. He is the creator and an influencer, thanks to his creation of Wonderfully Wisconsin, which you can follow on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Are you on Friendster?
No.
You don't remember Friendster?
No.
You're not that old. Okay. You have a MySpace account?
Oh, God, I wish.
Oh,
I
wouldn't
have
that be
one.
sweet. All right. We are about to get Paul's popcorn pick of the week. Conrad, if you will.
The Peanut Butter Falcon.
Oh, my God. I love when people pick a movie I know nothing about.
Awesome.
Tell us about the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Stars Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, wow.
So 2019, I think it came out.
Okay.
And it is the story of a boy with Down syndrome who is, treated as a child his whole life, and he has his own ideas and dreams, and he escapes his care, and then he finds Shia LaBeouf, who's an outlaw, and then it's just a really a campy comedy buddy story, but really just a heartwarming message.
That is really cool.
That's fantastic.
I love when people suggest things I haven't seen, and I don't even know if I've heard of this movie. This is great.
No, went under the radar when it came out. I watched it when it first came out. It was just, oh my God, so good.
And it's called The Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yes.
Con, do me a favor. Rotten Tomato, that one. Let's see
Sure.
what kind of reviews it got. So that's cool. So it's a comedy, Shia LaBeouf. Great choice. Have you watched it with your kids?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that the kind of thing that if I watch that, am I going to cry because there's a moment for the kid with yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. But you'll laugh too, right?
Oh yeah. There's
Okay.
plenty of opportunities for everything.
All right. Oh, Dakota Johnson's in it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, she is.
Yeah. Thomas Hayden Churchill above. That's a great John Hawkes. You know who that is?
Oh yeah.
I love that guy.
Oh my God, he is so good in
He's
Deadwood.
such a great look. Conrad, you know who John Hawkes is?
No, I don't.
Go to the Google, man. He's got such a cool look, and he's in really cool movies.
Oh yeah.
He always plays that guy like that has his sleeves rolled up and a pack of cigarettes in him and a gun in his back pocket, like kind of an outlaw. That's great. All right, that is the popcorn pick of the week, folks. Thanks to Paul Vanden Plas, who is the founder of Wonderfully Wisconsin. He just made a wonderful pick, and it is the Peanut Butter Falcon. So check it out if you're looking for a family. Oh, wow. Fan base, 96% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And 95% critics.
Critics. Very well done.
Available on Prime.
That does not happen very often. Paul picked a movie that I've never heard of that gets excellent critic and audience reviews. Very well done, Mr. Wonderfully Wisconsin. We are coming back to talk about Wonderfully Wisconsin, and I'm going to ask Paul where you can get the best burger in Wisconsin and about his bun choice, too. That's all coming up. You can't leave, folks. It's Pete Schwaba with Nightlight. You got the Civic Media Radio Network.
As Wisconsin is summer weekends being spent on the lake, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Appleton Cigar Company on College Avenue has been serving the community for over 25 years. If you are a cigar aficionado looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you need to check out Appleton Cigar, which boasts the largest selection of cigars north of Milwaukee with over 706 cigars to choose from in a walk-in humidor. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave, Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
Looking for food, fun, and live music this summer? Head to Area 509 in Appleton with Caribbean Taste. Every Friday, enjoy a food truck rally from 5 to 8 p.m. with live music from 5:30 to 7:30. Enjoy the Triple S Market, Sip, Shop, Sing every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. With local artisans, open mic, guest food trucks, a full menu of incredible Caribbean Taste food, charcuterie, mimosas, and more. It's all happening at 1025 North Badger Avenue. Come join the fun!
I'm Dan Schaefer. Let's recombobulate. In a chaotic and somewhat discombobulating end to the process, Wisconsin lawmakers passed a state budget and Governor Tony Evers signed it into law at about 1:30 a.m. on July 3rd. What made this budget different from the others signed in this era of divided government is that Democratic votes were needed to pass the budget in the state Senate. Part of the reason that was made possible is because of new, fairer maps. Last November, Senate Democrats flipped 4 seats, shrinking the Republican majority to just an 18-15 margin. Now, candidates are already lining up to take this the rest of the way and flip the chamber. Democrat Jenna Jacobson, who currently serves in the Assembly, is now running for Senate, challenging Republican Howard Markline in the 17th district. If Democrats can flip that district and one more seat, they could control the state Senate for the first time in more than 15 years. That would be a big deal for state politics in Wisconsin.
Find all of Dan's work at the Recombobulation Area.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Schwaba. Our question of the night is, what is your least favorite movie genre? I say comedy action. Don't ever need to see one again. Conrad says horror. Our guest, Paul Vandenplas, said, what did you say?
Anything with Seth Rogen in it.
Which officially is now a genre, apparently. So, and I don't disagree with you. All right. Paul is here. He is the founder of Wonderfully Wisconsin, which, if you're not following it on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, you should be. He does great work there. Paul, for those who are not familiar with your work on social media, please tell us about Wonderfully Wisconsin.
All right. We are just a celebration of everything Wisconsin, hidden gems, food, really good restaurants, culture, just everything that Wisconsin is about, just all positivity. Just loving Wisconsin and really celebrating a lot of people. I always like to say growing up in Wisconsin, a lot of people seemed very eager to leave Wisconsin or get out of here or say things, oh, there's nothing to do here, and it's like my whole life, I absolutely loved it here. And I think there's so many incredible things that people don't know about.
And you know what? What you said is so important. Pardon me. It's your attitude. I remember when I moved here when I was in junior high, and I couldn't wait to leave. I wanted to go back to the big city. I wanted to do things, and I lived in 2 huge cities, and I decided to come back, and I was unsure of it. But, you can't put a price on people and family.
Right.
And now that I've been here for like 12 plus years, I'm like, it's me that has to decide to like where I live.
Right.
And you got to bring your own fun. And I love it here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So where have you been? Like, what are give us a highlight of, since you've been doing Wonderfully Wisconsin, where's one of the best places you've been?
Oh boy. I just recently did some work for Summerfest. And so going down and experiencing multiple days of Summerfest.
Wow.
And it's just like, wow, this incredible music thing in our backyard.
Yeah.
You can just go and see these incredible bands.
Okay.
So Summerfest, if you haven't been, go.
Absolutely. You'd been there before, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Same here, though. Like, I did stand-up there in the 90s when I was a comedian, and I just liked it that I got in free and I could go see band. Like, there was some money, but it wasn't great. But that's a treasure as well. Okay, so you did a post on Facebook, and I just love it. Tell us about when you discovered, it was kind of what, I think you posted it today or yesterday.
Sure.
TikTok, Wonderfully Wisconsin. How has becoming an influencer changed your life?
Oh my God. In so many different ways, you realize, like, I loved Wisconsin before, but then not just seeing the places, but getting to talk to people and having people tell me, oh man, I loved your content and it's made me fall in love with the state all over again. And a lot of people who they'll say, oh, I watched a couple of your videos, and so I booked a vacation and I'm taking my family. And it's like, that's the stuff that it's like, you can't replace that. That's incredible, of just making, for me, it's the human connection.
And it's because of you that they're doing that. Like, you've just opened their eyes to something that they might not have known was there, or maybe forgotten about, or whatever. So it's kind of like you're giving something back. That must make you feel great too.
It makes me feel great, but it's also very surreal that it's like, for me, I explained it to somebody the other day, that it's like the whole process is me talking by myself at my phone and then editing all my stuff by myself.
Yeah.
And then just posting it out onto the cloud, onto the internet. And so it's a very, very lonely adventure when you're doing it. And then I have 70,000 friends that that it's just like that they run into you in public and they want to talk to you about, hey, I watched this video, and it's just very, very different, but I love it.
Are you still at the point where you love doing it? I'm sure you love doing it, but are there days where you go, I really don't feel like posting, but you have a certain responsibility to the people that follow you that get you out of bed, not out of bed, but like get you to Leon's and Oshkosh or wherever you're going to go?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There was a time, a couple months ago, I got pretty burnt out because it's like, this isn't my full-time job. I have an actual full-time job.
Wow.
And then it's, I'm a husband and a parent, and, I'm just, my kids are in sports. So it's like, I'm just busy.
Holy smokes.
I'm a busy guy. So I got burnt out about May, and so I kind of got away from it a little bit. And then it was just like, I forget what happened. And I posted a video, and it just kind of, everything clicked, and I'm like, God, I really missed this.
That's cool. So what does your family think of it? Like, you had a wife and kids before you did this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, haven't you only been doing this like a little over a year or something?
Yeah, just
That's
over a year.
unbelievable. Conrad, we have to think of like maybe magnificently Wisconsin. Would that be kind of a Bush League move if you left and all of a sudden we have this site?
Nah.
No, bring it. I want the competition.
Absolutely.
So what do your wife and kids think about it?
They think it's cool.
Yeah.
My wife jokes a lot, gives me a hard time, like, oh, I don't know why anybody will watch it, but it's just in jest.
Sure.
My wife's very supportive of it, and my kids love it because it's like, I like using a medium that people say, is like, oh, the kids don't go outside anymore because they're on TikTok.
Right.
Well, I love using that same medium to make them go back outside. Right. And so my kids love it, that it's like, hey, Dad, what are we doing this weekend? So like this last weekend, there's a park in Appleton called Plowman Park, and there's a lake and a petting zoo and all sorts of cool stuff. And it's like, no, we're going to go hang out. And then, I'm just going to take 5 minutes and shoot some video while I'm here. And we're going to turn that into a video.
How many miles a week do you typically put on, like, doing this stuff?
500.
Okay. And you go and come back the same day? Do you have to stay over? Or
I usually plan, mini vacations around it.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. You write it off, too, right?
Yes.
All right. If you need a place to do your taxes, check out Conrad. He does 5-day forecasts. He's a part-time poor man's meteorologist, and he'll do your taxes, too. All right. Hey, it's time for intermission, folks. We're coming back with Act 2. We've got a quiz we're going to give Mr. Wonderfully Wisconsin, who is awesome enough to be here in person. He made the popcorn pick of the week. It's the Peanut Butter Falcon. It crushes with critics and audiences, and it looks like a fantastic film. I've not seen it, but I certainly will be. When we come back for Act 2, Paul will be here, and we'll get into more of Wonderfully Wisconsin and give him a really fun quiz that you don't want to miss. Let us know what your least favorite movie genre is, folks. That's tonight's question of the night. We're coming right back. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
97.9 WGBW Denmark, Green Bay's real news and great conversation, a Civic Media radio station.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packard. The diagnosis for President Trump, the White House says chronic venous insufficiency. This after he's been seen lately with bruises on his hands and swollen legs.
The White House hasn't specified how the president is being treated, but experts tell us that treatment typically includes medication to increase blood flow, elevating the legs, or even minor surgical procedures if necessary.
ABC News Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce. More backlash from the president's base over his administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill trying to pass legislation to get records released or Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell to testify. Meanwhile, Trump blasting some of his supporters, calling for transparency. Attorney General Pam Bondi in California today visiting Alcatraz on the heels of a directive from President Trump to reopen the notorious former federal prison. A deadly Israeli strike on the only Catholic church in Gaza. 3 people died, at least 10 were wounded, including a father who spoke to Pope Francis every day. This is ABC News.
As Wisconsin is brats on the grill for a tailgate, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. In April, the biggest event in Green Bay's history happened in the shadow of Lambeau Stadium. Yesterday, Sports Impact announced that the total economic impact of the NFL draft was $104.7 million for the state, and a $72.9 million impact in Brown County. Around 600,000 people attended the draft. Officials say the event cost $11.3 million to put on, including contributions from the Green Bay Packers, donations, and a state grant. Here's something to cheer about if you're going to be traveling by airplane anytime soon. Under new regulations from the Transportation Security Administration, no Wisconsin airports will require passengers to remove their shoes while they're moving through the security line. Officials say the change was made because of a pilot program that showed the Transportation Security Administration had the equipment needed to screen travelers going through security properly while allowing them to keep their shoes on. It's still more than a year away, but still, the race for Wisconsin's governor is hitting the airways. Republican candidate Bill Berrien announced the purchase of about $400,000 in cable television, radio, and online ads Monday. That's 13 months before the August 11th, 2026 primary. Berrien is the first candidate to purchase ads of any kind in the race. Berrien and Washington County Executive Josh Schoeman have announced bids as Republicans. Schoeman has yet to spend any money on ads like Berrien is doing. Democratic Governor Tony Evers has not yet said whether he will seek a third term. He has suggested that he will announce his decision within weeks. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News.
An update on the Brewers' Sal Frelick. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Baseball. The Brewers head to L.A. to play the Dodgers tomorrow night, but their starting right fielder and leadoff batter, Sal Frelick, may not be able to play. An MRI showed Frelick suffered a minor hamstring injury Sunday against the Nationals, but for now, he's day-to-day. Brewers manager Pat Murphy.
Hurt my heart, like he's such a key cog in this whole thing. That just ruined my day.
NBA, the Bucks have re-signed backup center Chris Livingston to a one-year deal worth $2 million. That comes after losing Brook Lopez to the Clippers following 7 seasons in Milwaukee.
When free agency came, everything happened pretty fast, but looking at my options, I was just thrilled the Clippers reached out. They've been a great team quite a while now, and there's just, a great chance to win a championship here.
The Bucks lost to the Bulls last night, 102-98, to close out their Summer League schedule. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Download the Civic Media app in the Google Play or Apple App Store and take us everywhere. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. For tonight, a mostly clear sky, light winds, and morning low temperatures will fall to the lower 50s. On Friday, quite a bit of sunshine to start the day. A few more clouds, though, later on. High temperatures warming to the mid-70s. Showers and storms Friday night. It's 69 at our studios.
Rational Revolution with Mark Becker.
Joining me this week is my dear friend and Green Bay Public School Board member Laura McCoy to talk about how public education is funded.
Saturdays at 2, Sundays at 1 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. Mornings with Pat Kreitlow.
Folks just deserve a little bit better than the usual promises that they're getting. But our members of Congress, 2 of them from here in Wisconsin, recently signed a letter to Canada and said, Canada, you're on fire. You need to do something about this, which is really not necessarily the best course of action when your neighbor's house is burning down, is to send a letter complaining about the smoke.
Mornings with Pat Kreitlow. Weekdays 6 to 9 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who loves to watch true crime, but only if it's shoplifting, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back. Missed you guys. But thanks for being here for Act 2. Great show here tonight, folks. Lots of fun on Nite Lite. My guest currently is Paul Vanden Plas. He is the founder of Wonderfully Wisconsin, which you can follow on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It will make you love our state even more than you already do, because he loves our state. And we will get back to Paul in just a minute. We have, at 7:35, Jason Mansmith will be here. He's the marketing director of the Thrasher Opera House in Green Lake. They have some great shows coming up. Jason also hosts a show here on Civic Media. We'll talk about that. And our question of the night is, what is your least favorite movie genre? And I thought about this last night because, what's the movie called again? Heads of State, right?
Yeah, Head of State.
John Cena and Idris Elba. Love Idris Elba. tolerate John Cena. I think he's a little overexposed at the moment, but the movie looks so stupid. And you know what you're getting. The comedy and action comedy is never that funny, and the action is lame because nobody's ever really in any danger. It's kind of a waste. It's a waste of time.
You know, I will say, so you're talking earlier saying, well, they never get shot.
Yeah.
The big twist at the end, guess what?
Please tell me one of them dies.
No, but he does get shot with an arrow through the shoulder.
Okay, so what? You know what I mean? Like, I love Reacher. I love the Reacher TV show. But the end of season 2, was it Reacher? Yeah, there was this ridiculous shootout where, like, I know the guy's big, but if he's 20 feet away and 1,000 bullets are being fired at him, he's going to get shot. I have no tolerance for stuff like that. Conrad's genre that he could do without is horror. And our guest, Paul Vanden Plas, it says Seth Rogen. Yeah. It's his least favorite movie genre. That's maybe my favorite answer of the whole week. So there you go. Let us know what your least favorite movie genre is. We'll read your text on the radio. That sounds like a great deal. It's free. And who knows? Maybe you could maybe your text will make you an influencer like our current guest, Paul, who I don't even know what that's like. I have no idea what it's like to have 70,000 people hanging on your every word. That must be cool.
It's weird. It's very weird.
Do you ever do that? You ever go, why are they listening to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and it's weird, too, working with brands, so it's like they actually know who I am.
That is so great. I'm so happy for you. That's so great. So tell us about, all right, Wonderfully Wisconsin. I've told you where you can follow it. You have, you're doing some really cool stuff, too. You've got a burger tour. Tell us about that.
Well, I'm determined. I've been seeing over the last couple of years, I think it's the Wisconsin Beef Council does a competition every year where it's like they just have everybody vote on it, and then it's like the top 10 vote getters, then they go and taste them, and then they award a best burger.
Yeah.
And, I saw that, and I'm like, that's kind of a really lame way to award a best burger. Like, you need to get out and try places. So I've determined if it takes me a year and a half or 2 years, I'm going to try at least 100 burger places around the state of Wisconsin, and I'll just crown a winner. It doesn't matter.
That's doable in 2 years, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's like a burger every, 2 weeks? Or
Yeah, roughly.
Okay. Oh, you could do that in your sleep.
Absolutely.
So what about Appleton? Like, you live in Appleton. What's a good burger place that we might not have heard about, or a place you like?
A home burger bar on College Avenue is a fantastic spot for a burger. One of my favorite, like, real hidden gem ones is Northland Pub. Fantastic burgers and tater tots there. Unbelievable. Wow. I don't know what they do to them. They're very good.
The tater tot is kind of a lost art, right?
Yeah.
Why don't more places have tater tots?
I don't know.
They should. Give me a tater tot over potato salad any day of the week as a side. Come on.
Absolutely.
Do you ever do you hope you get to the point where, like, when you walk into a place, people are like, oh, God, that guy's here. Shape up!
I've gotten to a couple places where they know me, and it's still odd.
That's so cool. All right, let's talk about the burger. I'm back and forth on this. I used to like gourmet buns. Now, give me a butternut or a Wonder Bread bun that's small and doesn't take the taste away from what's between the bread. Does that make any sense? Do you have a certain bun you like on your hamburger?
No, it's just more or less like you have to have a bun. A bun is almost as important as the burger patty itself, that it's like it really needs to fit with what you're doing with that burger.
And what kind of burger, what are you going for? Do you like the bison burger? Like right down the street here at Hagermeister, they have an elk burger I've had that's pretty good.
God, I got to get to Hagermeister.
So they have good food. It's great bar food. Do you have or is it like, do you like the ground chuck, ground sirloin? Do you like a rare? How do you go for your burger?
I like my stuff. You have to have a pretty fatty burger to do it properly. And especially in Wisconsin, we do like smash burgers where they're pretty thin. So you have to have a high fat content for that. But I like my stuff like rare or medium rare.
I don't mean to put you on the spot here. You're kind of an everyman. So I know you didn't go to culinary school, or maybe you did, but what is a smash burger? That word is all over the place now. And I kind of just nod and pretend I know what it is when I'm talking to the waitress. But what is technically a smash burger?
Typically they do those on a griddle.
Okay.
And so, because a regular hamburger patty, will be pretty sizable sometimes. Yeah. So all they're doing is they're taking like a spatula or a tool designed, I don't know what it would be, and they'll smash it down, and usually that gets a really good sear on it and locks in some of the fat and juiciness.
And you said it's thin.
Yeah, they're
It's like
typically pretty thin.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, you did another post today. I love this on Facebook regarding cheese curds. Fried or fresh? Where are you? Because I think you were at about 50% last time I checked.
It was pretty close.
Yeah. Where are you at?
So I'm a fresh guy. I like calling them raw. You got to have the raw curds.
You're nodding.
I love fresh curds.
More than fried?
Yeah. When I get that squeak, I love it.
I don't know if I trust people like you guys.
Because you can get fried curds almost anywhere, but you can only get fresh curds in Wisconsin.
Is this what the poll is at? Is it literally at 50-50?
Oh, my God, it is.
On the nose.
So 50% chose correctly and 50% are wrong.
And you don't mind to take a stance on that either.
No,
You're like, okay.
no, it's all in fun.
I just voted for fresh, so now it's 52.
I'm
Yes,
going to vote for
thank you,
fried.
Conrad.
Here you go. Fried. What do you think about that? 50-50. Okay. You know what I think? And I'm not an expert, but if I could just give you some advice on your social media platforms, you know what I think you should do?
What's that?
Get political.
No, thank you.
Who doesn't love burgers? Both sides of the aisle. That could be very... All right, let's talk about Kringle, Paul, because you did something recently about Kringle.
Sure.
You posted that maybe your favorite Kringle, that's a Wisconsin food. We got burgers, which was... The hamburger was created here, right?
Yes.
In Shawano?
In Seymour.
Seymour, right.
Yep.
That's it. And then we just talked cheese curds. So now Kringle. Tell us about Kringle.
Well, Kringle is the state pastry of Wisconsin. And if you've never had one, just get one. You can get them. I think Festival carries Racine Kringle Company.
Okay.
So that's a good, the first taste is free, kid. You kind of,
right.
You're gonna just a real slippery slope.
Do you have you ever had Uncle Mike's?
Uncle Mike's is fantastic, but I always like to say when I do Kringle content, people are like, oh, Uncle Mike's is the best. And I always say, there's two different categories. You have traditional and non-traditional. Uncle Mike's is by far and away the best non-traditional Kringle. They're insane. But sometimes they're a little sweet. They're a little much, where it's like a traditional Kringle. Like in my house, we grew up and that was like a breakfast item. Here's a fresh Kringle and you have that for breakfast.
Yeah, I'm with you. I kind of think like Kringle, like Uncle Mike's compared to more traditional is like a Chicago deep dish compared to a regular pizza.
That is a great.
And I can eat like 3 bites of Uncle Mike's, and then I'm either got to plan my day around if I eat more of it. I'm gonna have to be laid up in a sugar coma,
right?
Because my parents sometimes will bring the it's got like pecans, frosting, there's cinnamon in there, and it's insane. But it does taste good. You just can't eat a ton of it. So So Kringle in Racine, is that where it started?
Yeah, I believe so. It's a Scandinavian pastry. So, and that area of the state, Racine specifically, is heavily Scandinavian. So that's where it comes from.
All right. Well, what's the Wisconsin food you haven't really kind of done a deep dive on that you'd like to, if there is one?
Booyah.
What is that? What's booyah?
So booyah is actually more specifically a Green Bay thing.
Okay.
So it is like a chicken noodle soup, but it's prepared slightly different.
Oh, like booyah base? Is that where it comes from? Like the
it actually comes in, I think, the Press Gazette here in town. A recent immigrant from Belgium went to put an ad for bouillon and then mispronounced it or misspelled it booyah. And so then the name has stuck. So it is a Belgian-specific chicken noodle soup, if you will.
Wow. Okay. Well, you've got, when you leave here tonight, you just mentioned Hagermeister. You go a little further down, it's the Heights. I had a burger there the other night. It was delicious.
Oh, I hear the Heights is
like
great.
A bourbon burger with blue cheese and grilled onions, dynamite stuff. You took a trip recently to, I want to bring it back to movies for a minute, to the Pacific Northwest.
Yep.
And I think I remember you posted from there, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us about your trip and what did you discover about that area that I thought was kind of cool?
Well, it was absolutely beautiful, but I did a self-guided Goonies tour in Astoria, Oregon, which is right on the coast. So if you're about my age group, a millennial, you grew up with that movie, and it's pretty iconic. So I got to drive around and see different scenes. from the movie. And Astoria itself, if you're a history buff, is the oldest established city west of the Mississippi.
Is that right?
Yes.
It's a beautiful area. I mean,
it's
it is
incredible.
stunning. How does the self-tour work, though? Do they give you headphones or something?
No. It's kind of what I do here. Is
Okay.
just like I just looked up the locations and then put everything down and then just went and visited the different locations on my own.
Were you by yourself, or did you bring
No, I went with my parents.
Oh, okay.
So it was cool for them too, because I grew up watching a lot of Goonies in my house, and so they also watched a lot of Goonies, so it was neat for them to see it as well.
That's great fun with the parents. So all right, so you post about Wisconsin. Where are you off to next? What can people look forward to if they follow you on Facebook tonight, or TikTok, or Instagram? What do you have coming up?
I'm going to be getting back down to the Milwaukee area, knocking out some content down there, maybe some more La Crosse, Eau Claire, Driftless region.
Nice.
I do next week. I'm going to be doing some more out-of-state stuff, so I'm actually going to be going to the Black Hills, and doing some really neat stuff out in the Black Hills, because that's another area that's not really, people know Mount Rushmore, and that's it.
Yeah,
and it's
right.
like there's a lot of history, and it's just really cool out there.
We got to think of a name for South Dakota, though. You got Wonderfully Wisconsin, sort of.
Yeah.
Snuggly South Dakota. That's terrible. I'm not the guy to talk to for that. So would you want to do this full time? You said you have a full time gig. Do you see a point where you could get to do this, where you're like, I'm just going to focus on this now?
I would love to. I think that's the plan. I luckily work for a pretty large company, and they actually just had a social media manager position open, but they're looking for business experience, a degree. Okay, I don't have either one of those.
Not a guy who wants to go out and eat hamburgers.
No.
Over the next 2 years.
So it's one of those. It's like, well, I do have, I work with large brands. I do, so it's like I have that in my corner. But I think eventually I would like to do it.
That's fantastic. Well, you're on your way for sure. Can we keep you for a few more minutes?
Of course.
All right. Now, Paul's going to stick around for one more segment. It's a short segment, but we're going to give him a quiz. It's Conrad's Curd or Turd quiz. I know that sounds appetizing, but we'll do that with Paul next, and we'll read some of your texts. This is Pete Schwaba. You've got the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Guys, Appleton is about to be full of music. It's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you, brought to you by Area 509 in Appleton. And it's here. You're excited. It's the Mile of Music, July 31st through August 3rd. A completely free music festival celebrating handcrafted artistry throughout downtown Appleton, showcasing local talents and so much more. There is a lot going on, and I cannot cover it in this 30 seconds. So head to WGBW.FM and click events to find out for yourself.
As a U.S. Navy veteran and business owner, I've lived through moments where every detail counts, and I carry that into mass appeal. That's why I personally ensure we deliver top quality promotional materials like t-shirts, sweatshirts, and more to help your company, whether it is a local business or school, gain the visibility it needs to thrive. Your logo is our business, and we're here to make your vision come true.
Go to massappealwi.com or drop by their shop on Lineville Road, just off Highway 41.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Welcome back to Nite. I'm Pete Schwaba. It is Thursday night in the state of Wisconsin. Have we heard any weather stuff, Conrad? Have we heard any tornado issues or anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
But it looks nice outside, so.
Okay. Conrad is our resident meteorologist. Our question of the night, folks, is what is your least favorite movie genre? Dave on the stream, I think he was giving his popcorn pick, but he said Punch Drunk Love. So unless that's its own genre, that could work too.
That's an Adam Sandler movie?
It's an Adam Sandler movie, yeah. Thank you, Dave, as always. CJ from Stoughton says, once again, oh no, that's not for us. Bridget from the 818 says, horror films, too stressful. I hate to be scared.
Agree.
No doubt about that from Bridget. Thank you, Bridget. From the 920, John from Oshkosh says, romance is the worst. Unrealistic expectations for all involved. That's true. Rarely do people have romance movie sex. Can I get an amen from somebody in the studio here?
Yeah.
You never put your knee on someone's hair accidentally? Tyler from Wisconsin Rapids, he's in the 608, says unnecessary blood and gore. For example, the Saw movies. I hate them. I am so with you, Tyler. I cannot watch those movies. The Saw, they're awful movies. They're just terrible. John from Oshkosh also says Peanut Butter Falcon, one of my faves. Look at you, dude. Paul Vanderplas.
Good taste.
He's got it. Wonderfully Wisconsin's Paul Vanderplas. He's going to take I'm not even going to take any ownership on this. It's Conrad's turd or curd quiz. So we're going to give that to Paul. Tom from New Berlin says, Pete, the 4th of July scene in Sandlot, yes. It shows our upbringing, and that's why we all find a love of movies. Could not agree more, Tom. Thank you, buddy, as always. Great text. Okay, so Paul Vandenplas is here. He's the founder of Wonderfully Wisconsin, which you can follow on Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram. This thing has taken off. 1 year, you got 70,000 followers. Is that right?
Yep.
That's incredible. I'm envious, and I'm going to try to siphon off a lot of your followers. I'm not going to lie to you, Paul. He's like, bring it. So we have a quiz here that Conrad put together. We thought this would be a fun theme quiz for Paul before we let him get out of here. This is Conrad's curd, which means true, or turd, which means false quiz. And then we're going to retire the bathroom stuff forever on Nightlight. So here you go. You ready, Paul?
Absolutely.
All right. Wonderfully Wisconsin is taking our wonderful curd or turd quiz. Wisconsin produces more cheese than any other state in the U.S. Curd or turd?
Turd.
Way to go, Conrad. That's curd. I don't think that's right either. I thought California.
It's true.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Surprising.
What was your source on that?
Discover Wisconsin, actually.
Oh, all right. I believe those guys. Is that Logan Rogie?
It might be.
All right. Let's get him on here for a voucher. All right. Number 2. The bratwurst was invented in Wisconsin. Curd or turd?
Turd.
Turd is correct. It was invented in,
Germany?
Germany. Yeah, very well done. Okay. All right. Paul is 1 for 2. That's a pretty good batting average for you Brewer fans. There are currently 99 craft breweries in Wisconsin. Curd or turd?
Turd.
That one's not getting by you, is it? You've probably
there's
visited.
99 in Green Bay.
All right, he's 2 for 3. Fish fries are only popular in Wisconsin during the summer.
Oh, turd.
Oh, I misread that. I thought you meant of other states, but you mean in our state only in the summer. Gotcha. All right. Well done. 3 for 4, buddy. Let's keep it going. Cranberries are one of Wisconsin's top agricultural crops. Curd or turd?
Curd.
Very well done. Paul is on a roll. Butterburgers originated in Madison, Wisconsin. Curd or turd?
Turd.
Correct. And then Conrad added a bonus points. Where did they originate?
Oh, God.
It's kind of a tough one. I would not have guessed this, and I thought I knew.
That's why it's bonus.
Yeah.
I can't. It starts with a W.
No, sorry.
Okay.
It's Solly's Grill near
Solly's.
Milwaukee.
Oh,
I thought it was
Solly's.
I thought it was that other. Who cares? All right. Approximately. No, wait. What is? But that doesn't count against him. He's still 5 for 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
just bonus.
All right. Paul Vandenplas, 5 for 6. Wonderfully Wisconsin, representing in the hizzy. Approximately 3 tons of cheese curds are eaten during the Cheese Curd Festival each year. Curd or turd?
We'll go with curd.
Curd is correct. Dude, you are crushing it. All right. Two final questions.
Yep.
Here we go. Wisconsin is the top producer of maple syrup in the United States. Is it curd or turd?
Turd.
How about a bonus here? Do you know where it is the most?
Vermont?
Yeah. Well done. All right.
Now you're back to perfect.
The 9 for 9 with the bonus, with the extra credit. Okay, last question. Colby cheese was invented in Wisconsin. Curd or turd?
Curd.
Extra bonus points. You could be 11 for 10 if you get this right. Do you know what city it was invented in?
Would it be in Colby?
Oh, that was embarrassing. Conrad, I don't know how you're going to sleep tonight. I don't know. It's a good thing you don't have a girlfriend because she might not let you in the house tonight. And I don't know that he might have a girlfriend. I don't know. Conrad and I don't get personal. So what do you think? Did he did okay?
He did great.
Did he do okay? All right. Paul, this is so much fun. Thank you, buddy. Keep it going. Yeah, when you come back here, let's try to get you up to like 100,000. You think we could do that?
Oh, sure.
We've got 9 people listening right now. I think we're on our way. No, there's a lot more people. Follow Paul on Wonderfully Wisconsin, folks. Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram. He does great work. He makes living in Wisconsin, he makes you feel you're already proud, but prouder, and realize how fun it is here, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Give him a follow. Great to have you here, buddy. We'll do it again soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. When we come back, Jason Mansmith, the marketing director of the Thrasher Opera House, will be here. We're going to talk about some upcoming events and his show here on Civic Media. That'll be fun, and we'll read Jameson's text and Monica's. That's coming up next. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Just another night, another vision of love. You feel joy, you feel pain, 'cause nothing will be the same. Just another night, it's all that it takes to understand the difference between lovers and fake. So baby, I talk to you in the night, in your dream of love so true. I talk to you.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for the Maggie Dawn Show.
Local news, weather, and sports on air and streaming on the Civic Media app. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packard. The diagnosis for President Trump, the White House says chronic venous insufficiency. This after he's been seen lately with bruises on his hands and swollen legs.
The White House hasn't specified how the president is being treated, but experts tell us that treatment typically includes medication to increase blood flow, elevating the legs, or even minor surgical procedures if necessary.
ABC News Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce. More backlash from the president's base over his administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill trying to pass legislation to get records released or Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell to testify. Meanwhile, Trump blasting some of his supporters, calling for transparency. Attorney General Pam Bondi in California today visiting Alcatraz on the heels of a directive from President Trump to reopen the notorious former federal prison. A deadly Israeli strike on the only Catholic church in Gaza. 3 people died, at least 10 were wounded, including a father who spoke to Pope Francis every day. This is ABC News.
An update on the Brewers' Sal Frelick. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports, baseball. The Brewers head to L.A. to play the Dodgers tomorrow night, but their starting right fielder and leadoff batter, Sal Frelick, may not be able to play. An MRI showed Frelick suffered a minor hamstring injury Sunday against the Nationals, but for now, he's day-to-day. Brewers manager Pat Murphy.
Hurt my heart, like he's such a key cog in this whole thing. That just ruined my day.
NBA, the Bucks have re-signed backup center Chris Livingston to a 1-year one-year deal worth $2 million. That comes after losing Brook Lopez to the Clippers following 7 seasons in Milwaukee.
When free agency came, everything happened pretty fast, but looking at my options, I was just thrilled the Clippers reached out. They've been a great team quite a while now, and there's just, a great chance to win a championship here.
The Bucks lost to the Bulls last night 102-98 to close out their summer league schedule. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. George Wendt passed away May 20th at the age of 76. Wendt played Norm on Cheers for all 11 seasons of the show. His co-star, Rhea Perlman, who played Carla on the show, told the New York Post recently his passing was the saddest thing ever. Perlman and Wendt were both part of a Cheers reunion at the 2024 Emmys. The actress says none of her or her fellow Cheers castmates thought Wendt was that sick, adding that she didn't even think Wendt thought he was sick. Perlman's new show, Too Much, can be seen on Netflix. Yes, there are probably too many sequels and franchise movies coming out of Hollywood. Every once in a while, though, you see one that catches your eye and you think it's really cool. Such is the case for yours truly and a new movie from the Dr. Seuss world based on the book Oh, the Places You Will Go. Warner Brothers has announced the new animated film will feature the voices of Josh Gad and Ariana Grande. Oh, the Places You Will Go was the last book published by Dr. Seuss, who passed away in 1990. No release date on the movie has been announced. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
As Wisconsin is summer weekends being spent on the lake, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Rodney Price. For tonight, a mostly clear sky, light winds, and morning low temperatures will fall to the lower 50s. On Friday, quite a bit of sunshine to start the day, a few more clouds though later on. High temperatures warming to the mid-70s, showers and storms Friday night. It's 69 at our studios.
Matt Nair on air.
Author of America, Let Me In, Felipe Torres Medina is here.
My funny book about immigration. You can see how the current administration and their policies are affecting the communities. But I'm a comedian. It is really sad, but how about some jokes? Because that's the only way I can,
If we don't take a moment to laugh about something, we're all going to self-destruct.
100%.
Matt Nair on air, weekday mornings 9 to 11 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. The Todd Albaugh Show.
I came walking in here just a moment ago, and there was a young lady sitting here with a chicken.
It's fantastic. Kaylee High from Staley Boyd High School. What's the line of bird?
So this is Sue. She's a Dominique, and she's 6 years old.
Is Sue here? Does she laying eggs?
She did used to. She's too old.
So chickens go through menopause?
Yes. Yeah,
really?
Pretty much. Yeah, basically.
It's a post-menopausal chicken. My sisters can relate.
The Todd Albaugh Show, weekdays 2 to 4 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
Will you accept the challenge to go plastic-free for the rest of the month? It's more important than ever, and we have a
Is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, and I am Pete Schwaba. It is great to have you here with us on this Tuesday night as we talk about all the things we love about life. Movies. Pardon?
It's not Tuesday, it's the...
Did I say Tuesday?
Christmas Eve of weekdays.
That's like not even in Advent. Did I say Tuesday?
You're talking about December 4th right now.
I'm having a really long week. This is insane. Either way, I'm glad you're here, folks. It's great to have you. Our question of the night is, what is your least favorite movie genre? You still have some time to get in on the fun, and I will read your text on the radio. How cool is that? Monica Hale posted on social media. We post our question on Facebook every day. She says, romance. It's all lies. By the way, I guess I'm in the minority, but I thought 28 Years Later was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Really, Monica? She says, I wondered why Ray Fiennes was in the Crab Fest. Had I not been on vacation, 100 degrees out, and some of my plans that day didn't work out, I would have walked out. I absolutely loved the ending. If only the rest of the movie was like that. That is crazy. That is pure hatred for a movie. If you loved the ending. Wow, I'm fascinated by that text. That's outstanding, Monica. Thank you. We'll get to some more of your texts in just a minute, but I don't want to keep our guest waiting because I'm very excited to have this guy back on the show. He hosts a new show here on Civic Media, so that's kind of fun. We'll talk about that. It's on WRPN from 3 to 5 p.m. on weekday afternoons, called Great Day. He is also the marketing director of the Thrasher Opera House, the very cool Thrasher Opera House in Green Lake, Wisconsin. Mr. Jason Mansmith. Hey, buddy.
Hey, man. How you doing? Thanks
Good.
so
How
much
are
for
you?
having. I'm doing good, man. Thanks so much for having me. Hello to Conrad as well, man. Certainly do appreciate the time today.
Pleasure is all ours. Let's first of all, I have to ask you, Jason. I know you run a theater and all that kind of stuff, but do you have a least favorite movie genre?
Well, I was thinking about this as I was kind of listening. I'm not a big fan of rom-coms, right? I'm not a big fan of those, or any movie where a dog dies, right? I'm not.
Do
not a
they
big
still
fan.
do that? I can't remember the last time I saw something. You can kill people by the thousands, but if you kill an animal in a movie, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, Marley and Me, not good for me. Fox and the Hound, not good for me. Old Yeller,
right.
not good for me. So,
That's a great answer.
yeah,
All right,
so
fantastic.
difficult for sure.
I think the pet killing is a new genre
Yeah.
that nobody's a fan of. Hey, before we find out what's coming up at Thrasher, tell us about your show. I think it's so cool that you're part of Civic Media now. Tell us all about Great Day.
Yeah, well, we became a part of the Civic Media team here, a couple of months back, and so glad to be along with it. But I've been in the radio business for coming up on 30 years and kind of been with that station for almost 30 years as well. So I got the opportunity to host a great show, music show, each and every weekday afternoon from 3 until 5. We call it Great Day. Only positive stories, only uplifting stuff, right? We only want to have a good time. So that's why we call it Great Day, because, even when the day isn't so great, we try to make it great.
That's that's the attitude you got to have, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I try to do here. Like, you figure people talk about politics all day or deal with work or traffic or arguments, whatever. You got to have an escape. And if you haven't, folks, check out Great Day on WRPN 3 to 5 every weekday.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. I like to call it the
congrats.
afternoon soundtrack you'll love. So,
All right, I love it. All right, let's get to some stuff you have coming up at Thrasher. You have some great. First of all, for those listening, Jason, that might not have been to Thrasher before, tell us about it. And this is a really cool venue.
Yeah, so we were built in 1910. Thrasher Opera House was built by Charlie Thrasher. Great historic opera house. It showed silent movies back in the day. It hosted vaudeville shows. And then after a while, we got some talking movies in here too. And then it went dormant for a bunch of years. And it was a boat storage facility. It was a sewing factory, those kind of things. And then it went dormant again. And then some people had the great idea to kind of purchase the building and revive it and redo it and restore it. And we opened back up in 1997. And we did 3 shows in 1997. And as of last year, we did 89 events here in 2024. So it's been so great. It's a wonderfully sounding room. It's a comfortable room. And we really love the experience people get when they get in this space.
And it's intimate too, right? Is it like 200 seats or something like that?
Yeah, small cap. If we sit you down, it's 200. If we stand you up, we can get 325 in there. But 200 is where we like to be. And it's the acoustics in the facility are unbelievable. I don't know how they made a building back in 1910 sound this amazing. And I've been in a lot of places and seen a lot of different theaters, but the acoustic sounds here are something that new organizations and new theaters pay millions of dollars to figure out and study what we have here.
Well, that is something. Have you been? You haven't been there since '97, have you?
No, I've joined the team here in 2022.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let's talk about some shows coming up. I love the shows you book in there because, first of all, I got to start with Elvis.
Yeah.
It says in person. How you swinging that, Jason?
Actually, I think it's a guy that looks pretty close to Elvis and sings a lot like Elvis too, right? So,
thin Elvis or heavy Elvis?
I think a little bit of. I think the thin Elvis, actually, right? Okay. So, Matt Stone actually coming in this Saturday. I'd like to be able to get you a ticket, but it is sold out. It's been sold out for a couple of weeks here now. So we're looking forward to that. Great band that's with him as well, and we're looking forward to having people in on that coming up on Saturday. But yeah, unfortunately, that show is sold out. We can't get you in.
What about on the 18th? You've got Tom Rush. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tell us about Tom Rush.
Well, Tom is kind of like the inspiring and the impact of the American music scene that dealt with folk music back in the 60s, like the revival, and then the rock movement in the 70s and the Renaissance of the 80s and 90s. So he played with a bunch of great players. He opened doors for so many other great musicians like you've probably heard of James Taylor or Jackson Brown or Joni Mitchell, right? So,
Nice.
Tom, I should say, Tom Rush has been, kind of shepherding those folks along the way when they got into their careers. But he's
Wow.
left a stamp on all kinds of generations of artists, and including Emmylou Harris and Tom Petty and Garth Brooks have all cited Tom as a major influence. And we're gonna have him in Green Lake, Wisconsin.
That's
coming up
great.
tomorrow night. Tickets $45. You got 200 seats tops in there. It's going to be an amazing show, and we're looking forward to it for sure.
And there's still tickets for that one available?
Yeah, you can get online to
All
our
right,
website,
cool.
thrasheroperahouse.com, or you can simply pick them up, grab them at the door too tomorrow. We'll have them available for you.
So do most of your acts, I assume they come from everywhere, but do you have most of your acts come from the Midwest, or?
We actually go to a bunch of booking conferences each year, and we deal with agents across America. So wherever the route is able to go, we are able to bring them in, not only just in America, but globally as well. We bring a lot of bands in from the Scotland area, from the Ireland area, so we have really good relationships, and people love our artists love coming here.
I bet.
They have the good time here. We treat them super well and treat them super nice, and they love coming back to us too.
My guest is Jason Mansmith. You can check out his show here on the Civic Media Radio Network on WRPN from 3 to 5 p.m. every weekday. It's called Great Day. Check it out. He is also the marketing director of the Thrasher Opera House in Green Lake, a little gem of a venue that you should go see if you haven't. I will admit I have not been there. I'm excited. I know one of these days I'll get down there, but I love theaters, Jason, where it's intimate like that, where there's only 200 seats. You can't beat that.
No, it's a fantastic experience. And so I'll be honest with you, Pete, sometimes when you get to a show, right, you go through the process of purchasing your ticket, which is not necessarily easy, right? There's all these fees that are added on top, right? Then you got to download this. You got to try to find your QR code when you get through the door, all that kind of stuff. Got to pay for parking, those things. You don't get that here, right? Easy purchase price online, right? 5.5%. That's it on the top of the ticket. So if you buy a $30 ticket, you're paying less than $32, right? Free parking in and around the facility. No issues there whatsoever. And when you walk in the door, you don't have to worry about having your ticket with you or scanning this code or whatsoever. We look at the list. You give us your name. We check you off. You walk on in and have a good time. Right?
That's fantastic.
It's a super, personal experience. We love to know our guests so much. And, we try to keep it really personal here too.
So, all right. I don't know if you know this, Jason. I would say about 95% of my listeners are big time Swifties.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll want to hear who you have coming in.
Well, we really don't have anybody coming in, but we're going to be playing that. We're doing a great event coming up on the 14th of August, starting at 6 p.m. We get a lot of requests from people at other shows who just want to come to Thrasher Opera House to dance one time, right? They just want to have a dance club night. And, we're all about bringing the community together to celebrate the arts. And we thought, why not? Let's do it. Let's, flip the script a little bit on what Thrasher Opera House is. We'll set up the room like a club, and we'll play a lot of Taylor Swift music that night because, that's generational, right? We can bring the kids along. We can bring mom and dad along. We can bring grandma and grandpa along, great grandma and grandpa, whatever. It's going to be a good environment. No cost to get in. Absolutely free.
What?
Yeah, absolutely free. And we're going to have a great time. Music playing all night, cool lighting, all those kind of things. And people can come on and just check it out on our website. We ask that you RSVP, but if you don't, that's fine too. Just get through the door. We want to make this place as open and available to anybody in the community to come on in here and do that. And that's one of the things we also take a real pride in is outreach that we do here. We oftentimes we realize that some people maybe can't make it to our facility, right? But they still should get that really important arts enriched kind of experience. So we like to take it out to them too. We'll visit various facilities or maybe assisted living facilities or people who have some barriers, right? We'll go visit their workplaces and kind of bring this stuff to them because, music can change lives. Music can, put a smile on someone's face who hasn't smiled for a long time. Right.
That's fantastic.
And we love doing that. And we love getting kids on in this place too, to learn about music. We had a group earlier this year. They played bluegrass music and we brought a bunch of 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders in from Green Lake. They had the best time. They didn't know what bluegrass was before they got on in pretty much. Right. But they had a great time learning how bluegrass music was played. And it was such a fun experience. So we love doing outreach here.
I love that you're so part of the community there and your mission. It's so great. I want to ask you about 2 shows in particular. One, sadly, the first death from COVID that I had heard of was John Prine. It was a horrible tragedy. He had some medical complications before that. He was somewhat compromised, but still touring. One of my favorite songwriters, John Prine, you have a tribute coming up. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we are looking forward to this show. It is called Morning Train, a tribute to John Prine. It's coming up on August 23rd, 7:30 p.m. And this particular tribute features a lot of musicians in and around the Milwaukee area, right? So people that are in Chicken Wire Empire and Funk Club Wagon, another one, Midnight Hound, they all get together and they come on out and do this great Prine experience show. So I got all those songs filled with the wit and the warmth and the wisdom of Prine, right? And, and not necessarily the hits always too, the deep cuts that go in there too. And we just know that the storyteller that he was in those songs. So we're really looking forward to it. It's been really well received and tickets are going quick on that one. So I'd encourage you to check that out because it's going to be a fun night for sure.
Let's pick up there. We're going to do a really short break, and we'll have a couple more minutes with Jason when we come back. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
As Wisconsin is hitting the road on your Harley, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Wisconsin. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard, aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Maggie Dawn Show.
Stephanie Bloomingdale, president of the Wisconsin AFL-CIO. The Big Brutal Bill is basically an all-out assault on working Americans.
No tax on tips. It's not as good as it sounds because a lot of tipped workers are not paying that higher level of taxes in the first place.
As the wealthiest among us, dine at the feast of all feasts. Don't be fooled by the table scraps.
The award-winning Maggie Dawn Show at its new time, weekdays 4 till 6 p.m. Mornings with Pat Kreitlow.
I've been trying to learn Sheepshead for 40 years. My father-in-law is still a card counter, knows what everybody has. It is so easy to go, oh gosh, I still don't know who the partner is. And is that a trump card or is it not? And so I'm still asking myself all these questions while they're busy taking all of my nickels. The one thing that got me where they allow me to play is getting the app. For all the technology that's out there, that is one of the positive notes.
Mornings with Pat Kreitlow. Weekdays 6 to 9 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
I was stuck in a state of panic and endless rituals. So I made the call.
Mental health care works when you make the call. Visit mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.com.
Tomorrow night on Night Lite, Hank Scott from 12 Tribes Cigars will be here at 6:35. He's a friend of one of our sponsors, our pal Norm Kopeski. They work together. We'll have a little cigar talk at 6:35. And then it's a bar band Friday night. Terry Barr, our Wisconsin music expert, will be here to celebrate Wisconsin music artists and talk a little bit about her show, Max Inc. Radio. That's tomorrow night at 7:35, a bar band Friday night. Going to the text line here, we got a couple texts we got to finish up here before we get out of here. Jameson, I am sorry I missed this text earlier. Jameson texted us when Paul was still on, and he said, don't wuss out. Do the burger in a year. Jameson wants Paul Vandenplas to eat 100 burgers in a year. And he said, and write a blog on each. Jameson's kind of bossy.
That's a lot of burgers in one year.
That's a lot of burgers, especially for a guy with a wife and kids who has more to his life than just eating burgers. Jameson says, also no tater tots, cheese fries only, or disco, which is cheese and beef gravy. I've never heard of that.
That's interesting.
Disco fries? It just seems immoral. Thank you, Jameson. Sorry we didn't see that earlier. Brian from Green Bay says, silent movies, worse genre, messes with my volume. All right, fair enough. Luckily, you're modern day. You don't have to watch silent movies. Thank you, Brian. Jameson also says, for you, no need to... I don't know if I should read that or not. Conrad, I need approval on that text from Jameson. From the 414, Christine from Slinger says, gory movies, but I love suspense. Christine, I am with you. I love to be scared. I love a good jump scare, but I don't need the gore. I can do horror movies if we're just scared, but I don't need the gore either. Janet from social media says, graphic horror. But I should clarify, I'm fascinated by horror films and how they're made. So I watch YouTube's, for instance, Suspiria, but I can't sit through a whole movie. Oh, that's a really interesting text. She's fascinated by how they're made, but doesn't want to watch them. Thank you, Janet. That's great. We have a few more minutes here with our guest from the Thrasher Opera House. He's the marketing director there. Jason Mansmith is with us over the stream. He has his own show here on Civic Media that you can check out every weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. on WRPN. It's called Great Day. So give it a listen and let Jason knock your socks off. So, buddy, I have to ask you. Let's, where was I going to go? Pat McCurdy. Pat McCurdy, you put me in touch with Pat. I remember seeing Pat when I was a stand-up in Chicago in the 90s. A bunch of us would go watch Pat McCurdy, I think at the Roxy, but I might have the venue wrong. But he was so much fun, and I was so surprised and happy that he's still touring 3 decades later, 25 years later, whatever it is. Tell us about Pat McCurdy.
Yeah, so we're super excited to have him coming in on Friday, September the 5th for a show. It's going to be an outdoor show, and we're doing it right on the shores of Green Lake. It's going to be a good time, and obviously, Pat brings a certain type of song and humor to his show. The Pat heads are real. They follow around greatly, and we're really excited to have him come back. He was actually one of our, I was looking through our archives, he was one of our COVID shows, too. Like when we had like audiences of 20 people or so, he came in and did a show here too for us. So it's nice to have him back. We'll have a full, audience for him outside. Plus, you're going to be on the shores of Green Lake watching a great show.
Yeah.
Sun sets in the west as you're looking into it. It's going to be such a good time.
And it's so easy to get. What are you like 15 miles west of Fond du Lac or something like that?
Yeah,
Piece
it doesn't
of cake,
take
right?
long. Yeah, it doesn't take long. 30 minutes from Oshkosh, 25 from Fond du Lac. We're about an hour from Green Bay, Milwaukee, and Madison, right in the the heart of it all.
And it's absolutely beautiful. I was there years and years ago, and I will make it down there one of these times. But that sounds like a great show. Check out Pat McCurdy, folks. Check out, you've got a John Prine show. You've got a Taylor Swift dance party, and Elvis in a couple nights, and Tom Rush tomorrow. That sounds fun, too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a good one. We'd love to have you come on in here and check it out ThrasherOperaHouse.com for tickets and information. But we got a whole bunch of other shows already kicking into 2026 that we've got on our site too. So if you're looking for anything, holiday shows, we already got those in the mix too. So, it's never too early to start, thinking about Christmas. I heard you talking about it earlier. So
that must be fun, like a Christmas show at this cool little theater in Green Lake. Let me ask you this, Jason. I love old theaters. Do you ever have moments where you're alone in the theater and no one else is there and it's dark and you can see the stage and it's silent? That is kind of a magic, isn't it?
Oh, it's the best, right? Like when our offices are located directly to the north of the theater, right? So we have a door that connects the two. But the moment you open that door, it just feels different, right? And I always like to say hello to Charlie every time I walk in there because we got to say, hey to Charlie Thrasher because he's the dude who built it, and it's always good to be have him around, and there's things that happen here too, right? So, but it's
you
nice
can tell us.
Oh yeah. There's people definitely have felt it and seen it. So, but it's a neat vibe, and there's nothing better than at the end of the night just kind of sitting there and taking it all in and just remembering all the people that have been through there and all the memories that were made. Right? It's you want to start kicking your thoughts in gear, man. Just sit there for a bit and just think of all the people that have sat in those chairs and performers who've been on that stage, and it's awesome that we've been able to bring joy to so many people for so many years,
and a lot more to come. That's so great.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, buddy. It was great talking to you and reconnecting. Let's do this more often. I love talking about the shows you put together. They're just great, and I wish you luck and good luck with the show. Tell me the name again. Great Day.
Great Day, yeah.
Good luck with Great Day. Give Jason a listen, and we'll do it again soon. Have a great night, Jason.
Thanks so much, Pete. Appreciate it. Thanks, Conrad.
You got it. Christine from Slinger getting in under the wire from the 414. She says, great movie. One of the best is Dragonfly with Kevin Costner. Beautiful suspense story. That's another one I haven't seen. I'm making a note of that, Christine. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody, for contributing to the show tonight. So much more fun when you guys are part of things. Thanks for your texts and calls. Thank you to Paul Vandenplas from Wonderfully, Wisconsin. Give him a follow and check out the Thrasher Opera House in Green Lake. Thanks to Jason Mansmith for being here. Conrad, on behalf of the lovable producer Conrad, I'm Pete Schwaba saying goodnight, Wisconsin.
I'm sure he'd kick an ass or two. That's what fine boys ought to do. I want this beach trip out of me.